Welcome to Desmond's Donders. Let's head off on a donder. Lael Forest Garden. We've been here before on an overnight stop on our way to meet up with Sandy Jack, hopefully over the weekend. We're surrounded by the trees of Lael Forest, and here the waterfalls. First planted in the 1870s, Lael Forest Garden is the most northerly National Tree Collection site. Near Ullapool, it is the first major forest people from further north or west will see in mainland Scotland. The site contains a fascinating mix of around 200 species from all over the world, some common, some unusual, many with interesting stories to tell. Forestry Commission Scotland look after Lael from 1929 and added new species including the amazing Wollemi pine, and this tree was only known from fossil records millions of years old. It was thought to be extinct until a ranger discovered a live one in Australia in 1994. Lael is now managed by Forestry and Land Scotland. As well as native British species, Lael contains trees from Asia, New Zealand, North and South America, Scandinavia and Europe. Remarkable trees you can see here include the giant sequoia, which can live over 3,000 years and have beautiful soft orange red bark. There are also western red cedar and the tulip tree, both from the USA. Their wood was used by Native Americans for making their canoes. Hello and welcome to Loch It's a lovely spot, and when the camera decides to play, Well, if nothing else, it gives us an outtake. Welcome to Loch Acklety. You can see the trees behind me, the loch is over in the distance, and we'll be down for a look at it later. Yes, we've been here recently. We were here in March, before the COVID pandemic, and we're back again towards the end of this Desmond's Saunders. Hope you enjoy it. We love this place, and we hopefully have a visitor come in. We're at Loch Acklety. We're here to meet with Sandy. Hopefully. He's on his way north, but you never know. But we're here. It's peaceful. It's quiet, despite the number of people. And there's been a few here this morning. We had kind of an adventure getting here. Probably more about that in the diary. No damage to Desmond. And just a little damage to my pride. And a broken light cluster for somebody else. Hey ho. Robins are singing, there's thrushes about. And that's all we've seen since we've arrived, bird life wise. But once we get settled, binoculars out, I'm sure we'll add more to the growing list for this trip. Loch Acklety is a large, picturesque, lowland freshwater loch set within a sloping birch and oakwood forest, located near to Contin in Rossshire. Loch Acklety is notable for having no outflow, and it is assumed that it discharged its surplus water by a tunnel into the River Rossay that eventually flows into the larger River Connan. Loch Acklety is small but deep, located in Tor Acklety Wood 3 miles west of Strathpeffer, and contains char, and in outline it is somewhat elliptical, with the long axis trending north and east and southwest. The floor of Loch Acklety is irregular. The 10-foot contour follows approximately the outline of the loch, in many places approaching very close to the shore. But the deeper contours are all sinuous in character, and there are 2 small basins exceeding 100 feet in depth, the larger and deeper towards the western shore, and the smaller based on a sounding of 112 feet near the centre of the loch. At the far end of the loch is a charming pebble beach with quiet picnic places hidden amongst the silver birch, rowan and heather. In summer, wildflowers bloom and butterflies flit. The autumn, the brilliant colours of turning birch and oak leaves are reflected in the calm waters of the loch. There is a tree-covered artificial island about 80 yards from the south shore of Loch Achelty. It measures around 60 foot by 42 feet and stands about 2 feet above normal water level. It is built of evenly coursed stones, the foundation measuring 79 feet by 59 feet. Timber projects from the northwest, southwest and eastern side. It seems possible that the crannog of the south side is the true Maclay's Island. Another pear-shaped tree-covered island is undoubtedly natural and no trace of buildings could be found on it. Whether or not the crannog is associated with Maclay Moor or whether Natural Island is correctly associated with him is not known. Lindsay seemed to attract the grown mallards. When we were here in March, these were little fluffy balls of yellow, whereas I was wearing a bright orange shirt. And the smaller birds, yes, the robins, seemed to take obsection to this and spent a lot of time displaying and telling me to leave their territory. Sandy joined us and we had a pleasant evening, set the world to right and just generally enjoyed his company. The only film we managed to take from the whole of his visit was a short one in the morning just before he left. You're on candid camera.
I've received fantastic hospitality thanks to David and Lindsay, and I'm now about to set off. In fact, this has been the latest I've set off because it's been so nice to stay here. Apart from last night, of course, when we was interrupted.
Yeah.
But
I still think I should go and sing some opera, even though I can't sing.
The incident of which Sandy's referring was in the middle of the night. There was a male and a female seemed to be wandering about, shouting, having a bit of an argument and whatever. However, it wasn't the young kids that were parked down by the water. It was a pair of adults who had their own young kids with them. And it was a shame our sleep was disrupted. But Sandy was able to head off and complete his journey via Applecross and around the NC 500. Well done, Sandy. His videos are over on his channel if you want to go and see them. After Sandy had left, Lindsay walked and discovered another side to Loch Acklety with the fishings over on the River Conan. But then another day passed and it was time for us to leave.
We're coming to the end of our August adventure, and tonight we're at Calafa Viewpoint. And you may remember, if you've watched before, if you haven't, that I said I'd be back to fly this castle. Well, here I am, and as part of this video you'll see me with the drone over the castle. So, on with this video. I hope you enjoy it. The notice showing the direction of the various hills, etc. An attempt to show you them in the background. Not very good, but we're at Calafa Viewpoint and this is the viewpoint itself.
And the real reason we're at the viewpoint is to visit Blurvey Castle. Blurvey Castle is a ruined 16th century Z-plan tower house about 2.5 miles southeast of Forres and about a mile northeast of Rafford. The property was originally held by the Commons and it is thought that there was a royal castle here in the 13th century. The Exchequer rolls mention repair of the royal castle in anticipation of Hakon IV of Norway's invasion of 1263. It passed to the Dunbars, who built the present castle in about 1600. The Macintoshes purchased it early in the 18th century and subsequently sold it to the Duffs of Braco, Earls of Fife. In about 1776 the castle was partly demolished to build Blurvey Mains. The only surviving parts of the castle are one of the projecting towers with a little of the main block. It is a square tower 5 stories high with a round staircase tower in the re-entrant angle. There are shot holes and gun loops in the walls which are topped by a parapet with open rounds. The basement, first floor and top story were vaulted. This brings our August adventure to an end as we returned home a night early after lunch and flying the drone. But before leaving, and to bring the edit and the video and the trip to an end, I want to show you some close-ups of a visit the drone had on its way back from Blurvey Castle. I'll play it through in real time and then close with it slowed down so you can take a closer look. Thanks for watching our August adventure. Thank you for watching this week's Desmond's Daughters. Please take nothing but memories, leave nothing that tracks. We hope you enjoyed it and you'll join us next time. In the meantime, please think about subscribing.